What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns Eagles preseason week 2 recap as the Browns lose 21-20 in the most classic 2021 Browns fashion possible, as they had a chance to go down and potentially take the lead, as of course we have Cade York, who could easily boot it from 50 plus. In fact, they actually had him try a 55-yard field goal, and he almost made it, but he hit it off the right upright, because of course he did. But yeah, Josh Rosen had a chance to lead us down the field and potentially take the lead. And like I said, in the most 2021 Browns way possible, the drive went nowhere. And the drive ended with Josh Rosen essentially saying, F it, the receiver's down there somewhere. And he just straight up chucked it like 10, 15 plus yards ahead of his intended target, which I think was Javon Wims. But I'm not too sure about that. But I don't know what the heck Rosen was even thinking there. It's like, what are you doing, buddy? There's no one down there. What do you see, bruh? Are you seeing ghosts too? You should talk to Sam Darnold about that. But yeah, Josh Rosen did not look that good. But on the other hand, Josh Dobbs. Oh, yeah. He looked impressive for the second game in a row. Honestly, if we had to see him every once in a while on like a gadget play, I wouldn't be mad. I really wouldn't. I mean, even God forbid, if he had to play a game because Jacoby got hurt or something, I honestly would not be as down as I was last year if Case Keenum had to come in. I would actually be confident in this team because based off of what I've seen from Dobbs, he can do it. You know, he's shown potential. I saw some good stuff out of Dobbs today. In fact, I think one of the best plays of the day came from Dobbs. You know, he avoided a sack, and the Eagles rusher actually grabbed his undershirt, kind of like what Miles did to Dwayne Haskins. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. And somehow, some way, Dobbs was able to literally slip out of it. Lost part of his undershirt, though. But he got away from the rusher, and he managed to get a very large gain. In fact, he probably could have scored if it wasn't for, I believe it's Josh Jobe of the Eagles, former Alabama Crimson Tide. Yeah, Jobe was able to stop Dobbs from potentially scoring. Although Dobbs would eventually score himself, but yeah, that would have been nuts though. Going from potentially getting sacked to scoring on that same play. Now that would have been nuts. But overall, yeah, Dobbs looked good. 14 of 20, 141 yards. Did not throw a touchdown, but he also didn't throw an interception. In fact, both teams were relatively clean in terms of turnovers, although our defense had like 2 or 3 dropped picks, including 2 dropped pick sixes, because, of course, you know. But yeah, Josh Rosen, 7 of 20, 88 yards. I mean, Dobbs looked so freaking good out there. In terms of running the ball, John Kelly, 14 carries, 66 yards and a touchdown. Josh Dobbs, like I said, had a touchdown on the ground. 4 carries, 47 yards and a touchdown. His longest was that 36-yard run where he damn near got sacked. Jerome Ford, 9 carries, 31 yards. He's looking really good. Dearness Johnson, 2 carries, 21 yards. Johnny Stanton, 2 for 5. And Anthony Schwartz had a classic, end around jet sweep, 1 carry, 4 yards. It is what it is. And through the air, David Bell. Good to see you, buddy. 3 receptions, 46 yards. Nakia Griffin-Stewart, one of our tight ends, 3 for 33. Javon Wims, 1 for 32. Mike Hartley, 3 for 30. He's looking like he could potentially make the team as our return man. Jerome Ford, 4 for 26. He's literally looking like a mini Chubb at this point. Zaire Mitchell-Payton, 1 for 22. Anthony Schwartz, 2 for 20. Hey, he caught the ball. Good job, Anthony. I'm so proud of you. Keep it up, buddy. Jamarcus Bradley, 2 for 10. Dearness Johnson, 1 for 8. Johnny Stanton, 1 for 2. And Dalen Baldwin had 2 targets, but no receptions. Defense did get a sack from Curtis Weaver. Funny thing is, I actually mentioned him in the stream, and It's the classic, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Well, I talked about Curtis Weaver being low-key a bum and not really showing up much, and boom, look at that, he gets a sack. He's like, hello, I'm right here. And 2 QB hits on the day as well. One, of course, from Weaver, and Isaac Rochelle got in there too. Had a couple passes defended from Parnell Motley, and 2 from Herb Miller. Nice. And then 1 from Sean Jolly. Kick returns. Harley, 1 for 19. Cade York, 2 from 3 from field goal. Missed a 55-yarder, but he was 2 for 2 on extra points. And Bjork has only had 1 punt. Yep. 1 punt for 45 yards and a touchback. Now, if there's one thing that really concerns me right now, it's our interior run defense. Because they were running the ball at will, especially early in the game. Boston Scott made us look like the New York Giants. For real. Like, he was running the ball all over us. I mean, even Gainwell was running the ball all over us. Like, come on, man. Of course, I think a lot of it was because we didn't really see Perrion Winfrey a whole lot. But yeah, like, our interior has been kind of sus lately. That's a concern. Because if, Winfrey and Elliott and them go down, we're screwed. We don't have Malik Jackson anymore. We don't have Malik McDowell. No Sheldon Richardson. So we're going to have to find a way to plug that up. Because right now, our edge is looking good, but it's the interior that's been the problem. And, of course, it's the position that our front office just seemingly neglected all offseason, besides the draft. And in terms of how did our secondary do? Well, they got torched by a sprinter, Devin Allen. So look at that, Anthony Schwartz, a dude who has speed and he has hands. You should learn something from him, right? Take lessons. Oh, but overall, yeah, they were getting picked on all game long. I mean, we're dealing with freaking, second and third team corners? I mean, AJ Green looked all right. Did not see Greedy out there. I'm kind of shocked. But I'm sure that dude is probably still curled up in the fetal position after getting absolutely sunned all practice long. Like the past 2 days in practice, he got sunned by A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So I'm pretty sure he's still curled up in the fetal position. He probably sees those two in his nightmares. But I mean, overall, nothing really too crazy. I mean, our starting corners today didn't look too bad. It's when the backups went in there that we kind of got exposed a little bit. Tony Fields looked good, though. A lot of them just look good. Alex Wright made some plays. Willie Harvey did good. Players did good. It's just a select few that kind of played like bums. But yeah, I mean, all this really shows is that our depth is kind of limited. Whereas you look at the Eagles, they got a very deep team. Very deep team. And if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm feeling good about your roster. Someone goes down, you got a guy to back them up. Whereas with us, if someone goes down in one of these defensive positions, yeah, it's kind of sus for us. So we'll see what happens, during the week. Of course, more cut downs will be coming up soon. So we'll see who gets the axe. And we'll see if they maybe make some trades or something. Maybe they trade for a rusher or something. Maybe interior help. We'll see what happens. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of roster shuffling all throughout the NFL. So yeah, if the Browns make any moves, you already know I'll make a video talking about it. And of course, I'll be back on Tuesday with my final preseason preview as we have the Bears to wrap up the preseason. So you already know how it's going to be. With that being said, I'm Crazy Dog 99, and one more preseason game left before things get real. And until then, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'm out. Bye-bye.